All right, back with the weekend edition of Your Stocks, and it hasn't really turned out to be the best of weeks for the market. So just about dotted around and in fact dipped below the 5,300 mark, at least on Friday's trade, and that was the case pretty much on Thursday as well. Some bit of jitteriness trickling in ahead of the big policy announcement that is expected. The street says almost to a 50 to 100%, 100 basis point hike is what the street is really factoring in. But lots of other important events also turned out this week, and one such was the official kicking off of the earnings season with Infosys. So got a caller this time around. Aditi Mohindar joins in from Mumbai with her query on Infi. Hi Aditi, what's your question?
Hi, I would like to know if it's a wise decision to enter Infosys at current levels.
All right, Infosys on Friday's trade, of course, saw a bit of a dip, almost about 0.5%. But ever since the numbers came out, we did see Infi actually gain a fair bit of momentum. But want to come to you, Mehraboon, considering she's looking at an entry point, would it be Infi versus any of the mid-cap IT counters?
No, I think it's a wise decision to buy into Infosys, despite the fact that the IT index has virtually outperformed most other indices over the last many months. We are invested in frontline IT companies like TCS and Infosys, and honestly, there's nothing much to differentiate between the two. Your question and possibly the viewer's question is very simple, that should I buy Infosys in preference to other mid-caps? In mid-caps, I like shares like Mindtree or an Infosys BFL, and possibly they may appreciate a little bit more over the next 6 months because they're slightly higher beta stocks. But having said the fact is Infosys and TCS are Infosys and TCS. Good management, lovely visibility, and if you allow me to state the earnings estimates which they are given, they are bound to surpass it. Results were wonderful. So I think Infosys at 125, 127 rupees EPS we are seeing next year. And according to me, the stock should see a price of at least 3,200 to 3,500 over the next 6 months to 12 months. We are positive on Infosys. Lovely, safe investment bet.
All right, 2 thumbs up to Infi from Mehraboon. But Rahul, what are the charts telling you? And if you did have to stack up an Infi versus the TCS, which would you pick up for a buy?
That's a tough one. Well, both look interesting. The technology space looks pretty exciting. But again, let's talk about Infosys first. Short term, I think, we're heading to about 29.20. It's probably going to be a leader in terms of a contributor to the Nifty. I think the Nifty has to really take this support from 50 to 100, 50 to 20 and move up. It's Infosys that can really chip in along with the likes of Reliance, etc. But 29.20 looks very achievable short term, and keeping that in mind, I'd say you can still be long. 27.40 is a stop loss I've been recommending, and continue to maintain that if you're above 2740 or even on an intraday basis, one could be comfortably long in the stock. Now, stacking against TCS too looks interesting. We think about 865 is the target you could be trading into. Stop loss that needs to be used is about 795 to 800. That's the key support level. But should I had to go with one, I probably would be comfortable with Infosys for the
All right, Infosys still wins over TCS. But in the meantime, got another caller. Datta Prakash joins in from Pune. Hi, Mr. Prakash. What's your question?
My question is, I want to invest in Unitech for 1 year.
Okay.
What should be my returns after 1 year?
Mr. Prakash, do you already have any holding in Unitech, or is it a fresh buy that you're looking at?
Yeah, I have some holding in, but I want to add some another.
All right, and you're looking at a 1 year time frame. Mehraboon, just want to come to you because, there has been a sudden upsurge in the entire realty basket. Re-ratings really trickling in. Some brokerages do envisage almost a 30% upside in stocks like Unitech. What's your call? And should he really be looking at adding more?
I think you can add one more to that list, that is myself. I think over the last 1 month, I have slightly changed my view towards real estate stocks, especially from a trading angle. I think whatever visits I made across the country, I am seeing a perk up in demand and a perk up in prices. And I think, allow me to say, some pockets in India, residential property prices have gone up to the extent to which what they were in the boom period. Having said the fact is, I like Unitech from a trading angle more. Right now, it's too early to give an investment call, especially with the caller asking what is going to happen over the next 1 year. But I think in the short term, yes, the stock could move up at least 10 to 15% more from the present level. Unitech has a more of an exposure to the residential segment. It is meeting on Tuesday the board for a restructuring committee, recommendations being implemented, in which it is going to spin off some of its other divisions. So the restructuring also should go in the shareholders' favor and the company's favor. The company has done its homework well over the last 12 months. The strain on the balance sheet has come down. The NPV is over 100 rupees. rupees. At the present level of 80, definitely I see a price of 100 rupees coming over the next 3 to 6 months, which is a 25-30% return.
All right, a good 30% upside is what Mehraboon is actually predicting for Unitech. But Rahul, what's your sense? Because, like we've been talking about, there has been quite the surge coming in for most of these real estate counters, not just Unitech, but it could be tricky considering it's such a high beta pocket.
In fact, let me extend myself by saying that over the last couple of months, we've seen two sectors which have really got beaten down by investors, the sugar space and real estate. And my sense is over the last couple of weeks, we've found the short-term bottom and we're going to be seeing trading rallies in these sectors. So specifically, even on Unitech, I mean, what could be better? It's caught almost every trader's eye. 10% in 10 days is what it's delivered. And I think the good going is really backed by volume. If you look at Friday's volume, it's phenomenal compared to the last 20-30 days. I think we've seen at least some standout volumes in comparison to the last 1 month or so. So this up move is backed by volume. My sense is we're heading to about 85, 86 levels in the very short term, and that would be an immediate target I'd set out for the stock. But talking about that 1 year perspective, my sense is it would be reasonably expected to move to about 95 to 100 odd rupees, and I think the stop loss one needs to deploy with the 1 year time frame is about 74.
All right, that's the call on Unitech, 8105 in trade on Friday. Got another query. Iqbal Singh joins in from Mumbai with his question on Z News. Hi, Mr. Singh. What would you like to talk about?
Yeah, hello. This is Iqbal. I have this query. Right now, as we see that all the major channels are into Z Entertainment and all the news channels fall under Z News category, right?
Sure.
So I had this query that what would be the target price of Z News and what could be the right time for me to enter into it?
All right. You would see some bit of damage in Z News today, or rather in this week on Thursday, because the stock went its GEC business, which is why you saw that cut of about almost 76 odd percent. Of course, in terms of fundamentals, the stock looks at a discount to its peers like TV today, which seems a little reasonable from a fundamental perspective. But Rahul, what about the charts? And if he's looking at adding more, would you recommend this price point?
With such a big change coming in the picture, I think it's very difficult to take an immediate call. But I would say let's not rush to conclusions. The decline that you're seeing, as you correctly said, is more because of this structural change. And, I think from a long-term angle, you probably would catch up once again. And I think even over the next 3 or 4 months, you could be delivered something like a 15 to 20% kind of return. So I think you could have a good upside on this stock. There's no need to kind of rush out or panic. One probably needs to just wait for things to settle down. I wouldn't really, recommend the investor to get out. So certainly hold on to Z News, and I think the level of 17, 18 should be well maintained.
Mehraboon, anything in particular from the media space that you recommend?
No, honestly, not many. I think I would state that I have been positive on the media sector for 2 years, and this is one sector which is a little bit let me down, to be very honest with you. At the present moment, yes, there are reasons to be a little bit positive, but it's too early a call. In terms of advertisement revenues and all, things are looking up, so possibly the time for looking at media stocks will definitely come again.
All right, not a good time to take a look at the media space, perhaps in a nascent stage even now. Slip into